What's up, you myth maniacs?
And you legend lovers, welcome to Tales of Myths and Legends,
Where we bring you the juiciest of myths.
and the slimiest of legends.
Today we have two myths, the Loch Ness Monster and the Great Cthulhu. Let's dive in.
Let's go. Start out with, we'll talk about the Loch Ness Monster.
The Loch Ness Monster.
Everybody's pretty much heard about it,
Yeah.
and it's in movies. What was it? A movie called Nessie?
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something. Yeah. So I haven't seen that in years.
I haven't.
VHS tape.
Yeah,
but,
for real though. Dude, that was a
If
good movie.
some of you viewers know what that is, to you youngins out there.
Yeah,
But yeah, so I haven't seen it in years. But it's stories,
Everybody knows the Loch Ness Monster.
myths and all. It's kind of like the Bigfoot.
Yeah,
like
it's
if
basically
real,
the aquatic equivalent of Bigfoot. You know?
pretty much.
Yeah.
The Loch Ness Monster is a mythical animal that allegedly lives in Loch Ness, where it's got its name.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a large freshwater lake near Inverness, Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
Although accounts of the aquatic beast living in the lake date back 1,500 years ago, all
Really?
efforts to find any incredible evidence of the animal have failed. Yeah, it's been like 1,500 years.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
an old myth.
the first sighting was in the year of 1933. Is where it kind of started.
Yeah, gaining popularity.
Yeah.
Dang, sightings up to 1,500 years ago? Dude, that's like as old, if not older, than the Kraken.
Mm-hmm.
That's
It's
nuts.
old, dude.
Dude, that's crazy.
It's crazy. We'll get more into the longer history of it later. So Loch Ness, located in Scottish Highlands, was the largest volume of fresh water in Great Britain. The body of water reaches a depth of nearly 800 feet in length and about 23 miles. Mm-hmm. And there's been really like dozen references to Nessie in the Scottish history, dating all the way back to 500 AD.
Holy crap, dude, that's a long way.
Yeah, so it wasn't just it's not when we, in 1933, where it really, 1933 is where it basically got popularized.
Yeah.
When it started kind of blowing up, is it real, is it not?
Yeah.
But they've found cave drawings
Wow.
and markings along Loch Ness,
Dude.
around the water and all of drawings of this monster dinosaur type.
That just tells me something was there or is there. I mean, you can't deny that, okay?
Exactly. So the earliest written reference to a monster in Loch Ness is in the 7th century biology of St. Columba. This Irish missionary who introduced Christianity to Scotland in 565 AD. According to the biographer, St. Columba was on his way to visit the king of northern Picts near Inverness when he stopped at Loch Ness to confront a beast that had been killing people in the lake.
What?
Seeing a large beast about to attack another man, St. Columba intervened, invoking the name of God and commanding the creature to go back with all speed. The monster retreated and never harmed another man.
What? Oh, no way.
There's a lot of interesting little stories in here.
Oh, that's cool. I never heard that.
Yeah, I haven't either.
That's crazy.
And so there's a lot of, which there's some say it's like an ill type creature. Some say it's like a dinosaur.
That's
And
what I
so-
thought was like, it was a
That's
sort of
kind of
dinosaur.
what I'm thinking is a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Right. So in 1933, a new road was completed along Loch Ness shore, affording drivers a clear view of the loch on May 2nd of 1933. The Inverness Courier reported that a local couple claimed to have seen an enormous animal rolling and plunging on the surface.
Weird.
The story of the Loch Ness Monster became a media phenomenon, with London newspapers sending correspondents to Scotland and circus offering a £20,000 reward to capture the beast.
The circus.
£20,000.
That's nuts.
Which is, what's the equivalent of pound in US
pound
dollars?
is just, I think, above the US dollar. So
I think
back then it's 20,000.
I think it's like 1.113 or 1.2. I know it's very little.
25,000, basically. But back then, that was a lot of money.
Oh, that's still like, that's a lot of money to me. I'm poor. I mean,
well, same here, you know? Yeah. But yeah, so that's a hefty price. To think that the circus was in on it, you know? I mean, I get the, like, you know, circus employ like a lot of like, unique people in there. So, but like, to go after the Loch Ness Monster, bro?
Yeah.
that's crazy, bro. That's nuts.
It is. It's all crazy. After the 1933 sighting, interest steadily grew, especially after another couple claimed to have seen the beast on land. Crossing the shore road, several British newspapers sent reports to Scotland, including London's Daily Mail, which hired big game hunter Marmaduke Wetherell to capture the beast. After a few days searching on Loch, Wetherell reported finding footprints on large four-legged animal. In response, the Daily Mail carried the dramatic headline, "Monster of Loch Ness is not legend, but a fact." In 1933, that was the headline of the newspaper.
Wow.
So, scores of tourists descending on Loch Ness and sat in boats and docks chairs waiting for an appearance of the beast. Plaster of casts of footprints were sent to the British National History Museum, which reports that the tracks were that of a hippopotamus, specifically one hippopotamus foot.
Interesting.
Which is really weird. Probably stuffed. Yeah. So it's a bunch of fake stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you get into that, like, you know, popular media stuff.
Yeah.
And it just goes all downhill from there. People try to fake it. People try to get fame. Oh, I saw it. Or, oh, I saw it.
I've got a footprint. I've got a skeleton or whatever. Yeah. The hoax temporarily deflated Loch Ness Monster mania, but stories of sightings continued. A famous 1934 photographer seemed to show a dinosaur-like creature with a long neck emerging of the murky waters, leading some to speculate that Nessie was a solitary survivor of the long-extincting Plesiosaurus.
Yeah.
The aquatic Plesiosaurus were thought to have died off when the rest of the dinosaurs in, I don't believe the years part, but 65 million years ago.
Right.
Loch Ness was frozen solid during recent ice ages. However, so this creature would have had to have made it way up the river of Ness from the sea in the past 10,000 years. And the Plesiosaurus, believed to be cold-blooded, would not long survive in the frigid waters of Loch Ness. More likely, others suggested it was an archaeocite. I forgot how to say that. A primitive whale with a serpentine neck that was thought to have been extinct for 18 million years.
Interesting.
So basically, it's a dinosaur they say that was like frozen over time and somehow thawed out.
I would love for that to be the case, bro. That like that would be nuts. But yeah.
And so cool. We'll pull up a picture. So this picture was when the famous picture that was first sighted of Loch Ness, it's just basically, I guess if you would call it the shoulders, the top of the body kind of, and the neck and the head, right? So it's basically a long neck in water. And so it was, I was looking back, I just to think, I'm like, oh, that was a cool picture of Loch Ness, right?
Yeah.
So I'm reading this and it's like, okay, so judging by the ripples in the water and everything else, this thing that they put in the water is only to be 2 or 3 foot long. And so I went back in my studies. I'm like, that is obviously fake. It literally looks like it was only that big.
Actually, I don't know if you got this or not, but the photographer who took that photo actually said that it was a hoax.
It came out that it was a hoax. I've got more. It goes more in depth of the whole hoax thing, but
Yeah, I was shocked to hear that was actually a hoax, bro.
Yeah, it was.
But he was like, yeah, but he claims that his later photos of Nessie wasn't hoaxed, but I don't know. You know,
I mean,
you
after
can't- yeah,
it's kind of like
it's like tainting. You can't
the
really say
boy that
what's-
cried wolf,
Yeah.
kind of. I mean,
Yeah.
once you do it,
You
then
can't really,
it's
like-
really-
trust the rest of their stuff. But I mean,
But they say they've got sonar and underwater photography
yeah,
of a creature, a large creature there. But if it's Nessie, then who knows?
who knows? I would love for it to be Nessie, bro.
That would actually be
cool.
really cool.
Dude, yeah, honestly. I would love it for it to be that the first dinosaur you mentioned, because they're one of my favorites.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? I don't really know a lot of the sea dinosaurs.
I
Raptors
love
are my favorite dinosaurs.
Raptors, nice.
Raptors are
Yeah.
awesome.
Dude,
But
they had some monsters in the ocean, but yeah, that would be so
But I
cool.
thought it was kind of cool that like the first person that bring Christianity to Scotland, like pretty much just saved all of mankind from Nessie.
yeah, no one ever saw him again. It was just like the Nessie was just like, "All right, man, peace out, man. I can't be around here.
It's a sacred ground now.
Sacred ground, holy ground." He's just like, "I know what I'm beat. Peace out, bro." Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah,
That's nuts. I'd never heard that story.
I haven't either. But
That's
it's just
awesome.
a small clip that I found in a couple different places. So I'm like,
Sweet. Hey, yeah. throw
it
it.
must. I mean, I'm like, first I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, right.
But then I saw it on a couple of things while I was doing research. I'm like, okay, this could be actually kind of true.
Yeah.
Whether or not if it was like Nessie,
What I wonder,
but
since everyone was there, why didn't they like write down what it looked like? Why didn't they talk about what it looked like? Were they just like,
there's never really been any
Terrified?
documented
Yeah, that's what I'm
anything about
saying.
Loch Ness. Like
Weird.
even this, I mean, this was, I mean, it's said to be 7th century.
yeah, what did the cave drawings picture? Like nothing?
I couldn't really find any good
Uh-huh.
pictures of them.
Dang.
But a lot of them were either like long, slender bodies, almost like an eel.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of them.
Well, imagine if it was like a monster eel.
I don't like eels.
No,
Eels
I
are-
don't
They're
either.
like the snakes of the sea.
Yeah, legitimately, yeah. Legitimately.
Except with electricity.
Yeah.
Like, really.
Oh, yeah.
They're basically the Thor of underwater.
Yes. Electric eels do exist, yes. They can kill you, too.
Oh, yeah.
They're deadly as crap, dude. But yeah.
For sure.
And
But
their
but yeah.
cousins, the moray eels, they're ugly as sin, boy. Oh, they're ugly.
Yeah, for sure. But like, so some of them, like, they've all had like the kind of like the legs type thing, like the fin legs.
Yeah, okay.
But like some of them were kind of like an eel, like a long neck with kind of a long slender body with legs. It's like trying to figure out legs on
Yeah.
a snake. That would be terrifying.
Yeah,
But
for
some of them had a bigger body, like you're used to seeing, like on Nessie, like
Fair enough.
like more of a body and a long
Yeah.
neck.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it would make sense if all you saw was like the top of the water, all you would basically see was like a snake-like
Right.
structure. I mean, so it makes sense to me.
Right. So,
Yeah.
but I'm sure in the cave drawings, they weren't all the same. Most of the time, they were drawn like with rock and all.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, some are going to be a little bit slender than others. I mean, you should see some of my drawings.
Same here, bro. Same here. Oh shoot!
But
Can't get that left side to match the right side. You know
exactly. Or you're trying to draw your girlfriend, accidentally draw her too fat. You know, I mean, it's just like doing that.
I've never done that.
I've never actually done that, but it would be pretty funny.
Oh boy!
It'd be funny to hear her reaction. But
It's at this moment that I'm glad I'm not an incredible artist.
exactly.
Oh sheesh!
Do not judge me on my drawing. I'm not a professional.
Yeah, for real though. Sweet. So that is the Loch Ness monster.
That is a Loch Ness monster.
I liked it. I liked it. Pretty good.
Is not dead, which can eternal lie, and with strange eon
Mine is going to be about the great Cthulhu.
Let's hear it.
So
I actually don't know hardly anything about Cthulhu.
And
so this is going to be really
excited.
interesting.
I'm really excited to share it with you. There's a lot about Cthulhu, okay? If I were to actually sit down and gather everything I can about the character of Cthulhu, we would be here for an hour or more. So there's a lot of details about it. There's little things here and there that just built on each other, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, wait, that's awesome though.
Maybe not an hour.
That's awesome though, where you just spend hours researching the same thing and still finding new stuff.
Oh, easy.
Those are always the best.
And it's not like big stuff, there's like little stuff. But like he has this whole it's called the Cthulhu mythos. So he has this whole like universe he created. And there's monsters just like Cthulhu that are even like crazier.
He created his own universe?
Yes. Created his own universe in his little bookstore. The author did.
Okay, gotcha.
There's one where literally our universe and our existence is because one of the monsters is literally dreaming it and doesn't even realize it. And if you were to wake up, we would just all be gone, poof, gone.
Interesting. So this is all fake. It's all
fantasy. This is 100% fiction.
Okay, I was wondering how this kind of came along, like the huge undersea monster thing.
Okay, it's all fake, and I can say that because he wrote it. It's in a book, obviously.
Right.
But it is very, very popular. It's been thrown into pop culture hugely, all around the world, not just in America, but like I read it was like a joke candidate in one of like the Polish elections. Yeah, I know, right?
What? Interesting. Yeah. Hi, choose you to be president.
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu.
Oh, it's nuts, but
that's crazy.
Yeah, so
I've only known him to be in a movie. Like, what is it?
Yeah, Underwater.
Underwater.
The first time you saw
him. And they like drilled down deep or whatever, and then
so think of that guy. Do you want me to show you what he looks like?
Yeah, sure. Let's see a picture of him real quick.
Let's see a picture of him. Okay. So this is some pictures of Cthulhu.
Interesting.
Absolutely nuts. Giant.
So all of these you're showing.
Yeah.
These pictures. I didn't know he had wings.
Yes, he has wings. Okay.
This dude is just flat out terrifying.
He is. Look at that. That is an amazing. And there's actually a video game that you can play that's all about Cthulhu. I know, right? Absolutely love this guy. One of my favorite. I don't know.
That is awesome.
I know.
I love the artwork.
I know, dude. That's what really drew me in to a lot of this is just the artwork, dude. I mean, absolutely. And I'm a fan of like an octopus. So
right, and that's like his face.
That is, yeah, exactly. So yeah, absolutely nuts, crazy.
Now I didn't know he was like out of water. Like a lot of these, he's out of water.
Yeah.
So, okay, so that was like the same one that I said that was really cool. Just a sideways picture. That is cool. It's just not as green.
Man, oh man, is he nuts. So, you know what Cthulhu looks like now, right?
Yes.
So, let's start out with a few quotes from the book. That is not dead which can eternal lie, and with strange eons even met death may die. In this house of Raile, dead Cthulhu waits dreaming. Some beasts you can tame, some beasts you can kill, but this beast, all you need to know about this beast is that you should fear it. Welcome to the story of Cthulhu.
I love the intro.
I know.
The intro is awesome.
I know. Cthulhu is a monstrous entity that came to this earth millennia ago. Yes, this creature is very much an alien to this rock we call Earth. Our first contact within the modern era came when explorers ventured to the ice-covered land of Antarctica. There they discovered, through broken ruins of an abandoned city, of a group of aliens called the Elder Things. These were the first to arrive here on Earth. The second group came shortly after. This second species contained the mighty Cthulhu and his spawn called the Old Ones. The Old Ones had human-like bodies but faces filled with octopus tentacles. A battle commenced between the two factions over the rights to new land which had sprung up in the Pacific Ocean. This battle drove the Elder Things back to the sea, Later, peace was made, and the new land was given to the old ones, as the elder things occupied the sea and the other lands.
Okay, I love the names of these. The old ones and the elder things.
I knew you would.
Like,
It's
seriously.
amazing.
Like,
I
the
know.
old ones and the
old
elder
ones, the
things.
older
It's
things.
so creative.
It is.
They're so old. It fits.
Yeah,
like it just it looks it's good. And these guys, as big as they're having this war on Earth, dude, you can only fit like
No. The Cthulhu spawn was not as big as Cthulhu. And
Okay.
neither were the other ones. They're like human size. They're like maybe double human size.
Interesting.
I don't
know. So you've got this huge monster.
Think of the ones that were in underwater. Those are sort of the Cthulhu spawn.
Okay.
Yeah, Think of that. The other ones were like starfish barrel-looking people. Yeah, don't ask me.
Okay.
It's very weird.
But,
I didn't want to go into that because...
Like, why would you fight a monster that big if you're that small?
I don't know. And there's a whole other thing to where there's the Cthulhu spawn skin were so tough that the other people really couldn't, overcome them a lot. So, but they accounted for that in their strategy or something like that. And the whole, either way, they were beaten. The starfish people, the elder things were beaten back. and they said, all right, fine, you can have that land that has sprung up in the Pacific Ocean. Upon this newly won soil, Cthulhu built his city of R'lyeh. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm trying my best. It served as their capital. Then suddenly the lands of the Pacific sank, taking with it the great city of R'lyeh, Cthulhu, and his spawn, making the Elder Things the supreme faction of the earth once more. But it is said that the catastrophe did not kill the great beast and his people, but simply put them in a deep slumber, to one day be awakened by the rise of their once lost city. If that day should come, then all of humanity and the world would fall under his command, and Cthulhu would once again rule the world. This is another quote from the book that describes what it would be like. When the stars have come right for the great old ones, some force must serve to liberate their bodies. The spells that have preserved them likewise prevented them from making an initial move. At the proper time, the secret priests would take Cthulhu from his tomb to revive his subjects and resume his rule of the earth. Then mankind would have become like the great old ones, free and wild and beyond good and evil, with laws and morals thrown aside and all men shouting and killing and reveling in joy. Then the liberated ones would teach them new ways to shout and kill and revel and enjoy themselves, and all the world would flame with a holocaust of ecstasy and freedom. I know, it's so weird, isn't it? That was a quote from the book, The Call of Cthulhu, by H.P. Lovecraft, describing what would happen if the great Cthulhu would happen to escape.
What in the world? Like,
I know.
How is that joy?
It's not. It's just
It
not.
just throws joy in the middle of there. And joy.
I don't know. This guy was whacked up. Cool character. Whack.
So it's this thing arises, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you wake him up, he's gonna rule Earth.
Yeah, pretty much.
And all of humanity will answer to him.
In a way, yeah.
In a way. So is this dude's got like telepathy or something?
Yes. Okay. Just hold on to that.
Okay.
Now that you know the story of Cthulhu came to this earth and where he resides now, and asleep in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, right, in his city, I will give you some more facts and detail about the mysterious figure. And here's where like a lot of the stuff I could have thrown in, but just there's so much detail about him. Cthulhu is one of the great old ones created by H.P. Lovecraft. He is often described as hideous and gargantuan in size, and often linked with extreme horror and evil. Cthulhu is nearly immortal and comprises of great strength and can cause a great amount of terror. His ability to fly and a vast intelligence and his awareness make him a great warrior. He can only be killed by a near or fully omnipotent power. He also possesses telepathic powers.
Okay, so I was right.
You were correct. He is also said to have seen great destruction and know the deepest secrets of the universe. One of the most noted traits of Cthulhu is that he cannot be comprehended by humans. Whenever a human lays eyes on Cthulhu, they will immediately be driven to insanity, often resulting in self-harm or harm to those around them.
Now, I don't remember that being in the movie.
Yes.
I don't remember. It's been years.
No,
since.
it wasn't in the movie. But yeah, that's basically one thing. You cannot look at them at all. You can't look at them. Or you can't comprehend them, or else you're going to go and say, well, I guess there have been few who can, and stuff like that. But yeah, this guy is absolutely nuts. And if you notice, it says the priest, the secret priest, there's in the books at least, there's cults that worship this dude, and all they want to do is release him. They want to release him.
That's some freaky stuff.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's almost satanic.
Hey, pretty much.
Even the way it's written in the book and all of.
I've never read the book. I just like the character, and like the atmosphere.
Read the book now.
I kind of do after researching this stuff. But yeah, definitely cool character. Messed up origins, really weird. But yeah, there's so much detail about him, and apparently the stars have to align in order for then for somebody to make the process of starting to raise the island back up.
So does he only have one spawn?
No,
there
he
spawns
has hundreds of thousands, but they all sleep with him.
With him, yeah.
So,
he kept saying him and his spawn.
Yeah,
I didn't know if it was a
bunch of them, lots of them. Fought a war with him, so yeah, very freaky.
Yeah. I mean, he could have fought that war by himself.
Probably.
No doubt.
Yeah,
this huge creature.
But yeah.
Tiny little things.
That is basically a brief overview of the entity Cthulhu.
Wow.
So yeah, created by H.P. Lovecraft in one of his books. He didn't even get to see the books or the stories become popular. He died, and then long after that, they started being popular. He was broke as a joke, and
I knew he was. I know a little bit about H.P.
mentally unstable, as you can probably see.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, no, he went through a lot, but yeah. So that is the writer and creator of H.P. Lovecraft, and a lot of other stuff similar to that. Yeah, a lot of cool things.
Sure.
So yeah, that is H.P. Lovecraft and his Cthulhu. So yeah,
that is awesome.
Cool. So what is your thoughts about?
Okay, first of all, what was the date when he created this beast?
I wanted to put that in there, but I forgot to do that. Let's look. 1928. It looks like. Let's see. No, yeah, 1928. When it was first published.
1928.
It is said it has the shape of a green octopus dragon and caricature of human form. So basically, it's a human dragon and octopus merged together. I mean, yeah. So
the pictures are terrifying.
Oh yeah.
All in itself.
Oh yeah. So this one's been around for 100 years now.
Nice.
100 years. 1928 is when he came out with it. So yeah.
That's cool. That's a really cool, interesting story.
Oh yeah.
I would love to read the book now, or at least some of it. I'm not a big reader at all. The research stuff I could do all day long.
Yeah, but
sitting down reading a book,
unless it's a really freaking good book. Yeah.
I've never really had one that just kept my attention for a long period of time.
You need to read one, but that's a different story.
Everybody tells me I should, and I should stay trying, but my mind goes everywhere, or I fall asleep. Yeah. I forget the sentence before I read. It's
fair enough.
The only book that I've read was American Sniper, but that was just I love the history and
for sure,
it's awesome. But
Yep. So that was Cthulhu, the great beast of the
that's awesome
underwater world.
Now I'm gonna have to go home and do a little bit more research and more story stuff. That was awesome, and we'll give y'all guys more pictures.
Oh, definitely.
Of Cthulhu and all, like we did in the last videos. We threw a bunch of pictures.
And actually, let us know your thoughts about Cthulhu in the comments below. We would be, happy to hear from you, definitely. So if you like this video, also hit the like button. It helps us out a lot. You want to see more content like this and stay up to date, please subscribe. It helps us out a lot. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this wonderful video of Cthulhu and the Loch Ness Monster.
And if we get a bunch of comics and a lot more comments,
absolutely,
we will definitely love to do a Q&A about some of these.
100%, yeah.
And so we'll just go live, and we'll sit in front of our computers,
pretty much,
and Google everything for y'all.
100%.
You got a question, just ask. That would be a lot of fun to interact with you guys, get to know y'all better.
Definitely.
And just to sit down and enjoy it.
Yeah, sit down and enjoy Myths, because, you know, that's what we like to do. I'm sure that's what y'all like to do since you're watching this, so please, and if you have a myth or a legend or simply a story you would like us to share on this YouTube channel, then please write it down in the description below and we will give you credit for it. Yeah, we'll pop your comment up, we'll pop your channel up, you know, whatever you want. We'll give you credit for the idea, and then we'll tell about the story you wish for us to say. So, yeah. Without further ado, I think that wraps up this episode.
That wraps it up.
Thank you again for joining us.
And we'll see you on the trail to the next myth or legend.